Hello, let's talk about mental health. It's more than mental health, it's more about energy management, which directly linked to our mental health. So let's talk about some facts that describe the situation, the condition of the mental health that is currently going on. Some facts are as 1 in 8 globally people are suffering from the mental health. If it comes to about suicide rates, fourth leading cause of the deaths that mostly occur by some depression or some other mental health. If it comes to burnout and emotional exhaust, so around 77% is according to WHO reports, people feel burnouts for mostly professional workings. And if it comes to escape, source of escape, so around people use some substances or maybe alcohol, maybe other substances. So alcohol mostly causes 3 million deaths per year globally. And smartphone addiction is one more that is going generally. So there are some problems that generating or coming to our daily lives due to this energy mismanagement, or simply which links to our mental health. How this energy and mental health are linked. Let's talk about it and why it's need to concern to discuss today. As we know daily, for my daily life, I am having energy transfer. Okay, energy transfer means suppose I am doing some work. For that, whatever the input energy stored energy in myself, I am transferring to that other person, and in response to that I am receiving some energy from that person. This is kind of a two-way energy transfer going on. Similarly, if I do my sports, there are physical energy utilizing. There is, if I do some study work, if I do some research work, if I do my professional work, if I do my some other works, there is also a mental energy is utilizing. Okay, so everywhere there needs a balance between energy input and energy output. Okay, let's understand it much more deeply. Suppose within us there is a pool resides, pool, or we can say a ocean, or we can say a river, something, which way you want to understand, or consider as a container which contain our conscious energy. This conscious energy helps us to task, to give the input. Suppose the thought comes in my mind. The thoughts where from comes? It comes from this conscious energy. This conscious energy, what? As we discussed in earlier videos or past videos, at much more deeper level, how this conscious energy works. But here I will go. So as soon as I am having energy transfer, I am using that conscious energy for my energy transfers. Suppose, so if some sources I am giving more, I am utilizing the energy more and not able to return back, not able to get that much same amount of energy, it will cause my burnout. This again leads to a condition where I feel kind of a depressed, a kind of an imbalance within myself. Demand of energy will come. For that, I make it to some other sources to fulfill my energy demands that I will go much more deeper level. So let's, for now, understand how this conscious energy pool works. Simply, suppose, okay? And how this influences our tasks, motivation. So let us understand the pool as it in simplest way, as there is a container which contains all my conscious energy. Okay, this conscious energy I utilize for my all tasks. Suppose I am talking to you now, I am talking through my, you can say as a mouth, but the motivation to talk, the motivation to discuss, the emotions. Okay, what are these emotions? These emotions are fluctuations in this conscious energy. I will tell you in some brief explanation of these emotions. Suppose if energy got fulfilled, or if I received energy from some sources, I feel happiness. It's kind of a increase in conscious energy level. That is happiness. If it is decrease in conscious energy, I can tell it as a sadness. If some energy unexpectedly comes, that's I can take it as a surprise. If some energy for future perspective. I feel like this event's going to deplete my energy, or this event going to negatively affect my energy level. So this we call as a fear. If I feel like some future event that is going to be affect me positively, or something good will happen, that is called as a hope. So every emotions are nothing more than just fluctuation of energy, and these fluctuations in energy level causes all our behavior, all our interaction, all our energy demands that comes through it. So let's go much later. Suppose I am having some daily works which I go to office, I do my tasks, but there I do works which are not making me happy, simply, or not giving me energy back. Suppose I am giving energy something to some sources. In reflect, I expect, not expect, but it's generally it should be energy should be come back. If some due to some circumstances it's not able to come out, so those cases my energy continuously got depleted, and it goes as a cumulative effect. So some energy level goes down, some energy level goes down, tomorrow some energy level goes down. So it's kind of a cumulative effects, which at the end causes a kind of a burnout condition. Similarly, if it comes to for our emotional level, if some negative thoughts, negative energy consistently persist, this causes the depression. This is the major leading cause. People don't even know I am in depression, but they are. Simply to understand, this is just an energy fluctuation, energy level that is happening. So this imbalance because is happening and is causing a chaos in our whole daily life, because we are not able to managing our energy level. So how much, which particular activity I am giving, how much and how much I am receiving. I have to manage and I have to balance that out. I have to know, or I have to identify which sources makes me happy, which sources make me fulfilled, which sources make me a happy person. Just like a hobbies, my hobbies, personal hobbies makes me happy, which make me more joyful. So this I can't say they are my energy recharge zone, and some are energy draining zone. Just like all the negative emotions that we can avoid as much as we all know. These are the concepts, but the science comes behind it, that how we can manage. Before that, I'll tell you about the energy principles that I developed. So I want to little bit discuss about them. Suppose how this interaction and how this energy transfer works for our human level. Simply, I will explain about this much. So what happens whenever the interaction happening, I am doing an interaction. I can do interaction in two ways. One is through my mental level, one is at my core level. Okay, what is mental level and what is core level? If I talk about mental level, it means as a human being, for survival, I make lot of zones or identities. I call it as I name them as a zones, but we can simplify it. We can tell them as a zones. Zones of what? Identities. Why I create these identities? To keep my energy level always be higher level, or to keep label them something, so I can retrieve the information or make a cluster of information, grouped information kind of. So to filter out the information later, simply the zones I can understand in this way. Suppose I can be friend, I can be zone of my workplace, zone of my personal friends, zone of my personal family, zone of my personal relations, zone of my personal hobbies, zone of my professional, which I like, which I don't like. So these kind of identities I create. Every person creates, and what they think about themselves, what they want to be. So this way we have multiple zones. Every interaction which comes to manage these zones. I will come to details later. Other comes the core. The core I given name as the core, which you can say as your pool of conscious energy. You can say your home of conscious energy, which lies inside you, which gives you motivation, which is kind of a self-intelligence, a kind of a, sometimes we can say a self-talk comes within from us. That is that conscious energy that guides us. So what action we have to take, which way to move, or if something we have doubts, so it's kind of a we know what's information coming from the inside us. So that guidance, that motivation comes from our core. So zones are personalities, labeled identities that I made for myself, by myself, to keep my energy level at a higher level. Simply, okay. So whatever the interaction I can do through my zones or through my core. But the problem comes if I have assigned by myself multiple zones. Okay. So if any information coming, it can increase or decrease one zone energy, but that can affect, maybe these zones are interconnected with each other. For example, my one zone of professional work can be connected to my other hobbies, my other friends. Suppose if I got some tasks, I am utilizing my time, my energy on that task, but same time this task has some boundings or some other works that affects my friend zone. Maybe I am not able to give them time, or maybe I am not able to meet them. So there is a conflict of zone also comes. I will go much more deeper level about the zone theory when I will discuss about the zones and how this interaction is management. So suppose simply for now level you can understand the interaction happening between the zones. So each interaction which increase the energy level and decreases energy level of some zones. Okay, this is the basic fundamental of zones of energy interaction. If I comes to my level of core and I come to much more level, after the information taken from the zones, this information, and from this information the conscious energy got filtered out. How much level of conscious energy I perceive from the particular interaction. If that interaction is filtered out and it goes into my core level, the core which is container, which contain all of my conscious energy, and that is one is that now it depend upon which interaction giving how much intensity, how much level of energy to reach to my core level, and this core level makes me a higher level, makes my energy level a higher level, makes me my intelligence increases. Other than intelligence increases, make me a calm or within myself. I'm able to connect to myself. One more interaction comes that through my core. What about core? The core is the pool of the conscious energy. If I'm directly connecting, directly contributing, or directly interacting through my core, this increase my energy level directly. So I don't have to filter out through my zones. Then again, these zones comes to core. It will directly interaction through core. How this will happen, I will explain the mechanism in much more detail and how this whole mechanism is working. Simply for now we can understand this way the interaction or the interaction of our life is happening out for zone and core. The problems, core is well and good, like my hobbies, all of my interaction, my passion, this comes under whatever all the some good interaction. But if I comes to my zone level, which I made self-identities I can make for to fulfill some, maybe my desire, to fulfill my own interest, or to keep myself to a identity. Suppose in some time, in future, I want to be some position, that kind of identity I make, and for to fulfill that, or I want to go some places, or I want to be in that kind of a person. So I can attain some identity, some behavior according to that. I will do all my tasks or do my all the actions, or I will interact in that way, or I will attain that particular behavior, or in whatever, all this we can say. But what happens, all these zones are interconnected. Suppose I am taking information or interaction with one zone, it creates an imbalance to other zone. This imbalance is creating imbalance in our mental health, simply, or our personal health, or interaction that affects sufficiently. So we have to identify which zones, which interaction, which the tasks I am doing are my energy draining zones. I have to identify them, I have to limit, or I have to do intelligent, or we have to develop the intelligence for them, see how we can limit or reduce the energy drain out, so I can protect my own energy. So I can keep myself as a higher level or keep my connected to my core itself. Why core? Because core is self-intelligent. It don't need intelligence from other sources where I don't have to fear or think about what actions I have to do. Core itself guides you for your all the actions, all the interaction, or all this. It's kind of a self-guide. But here, if it comes to interaction to zone, we will gather information from multiple sources, and this information can be positive, can be negative, can be it's unguided intelligence, which we don't know how it will affect at a personal level. So this way, we don't know, and this will harm us. Simple example: if suppose some interaction, my energy got drained out, I feel completely burned out. I have to a self demand of energy comes from the inside to keep my energy level a higher level. Simply everyone feel out whenever we feel burnout, whenever we feel sad, depressed, so energy demand comes. For that time we want to go to get craving for food, craving for any activities. So this energy demand is the main problem, major problem, that through which we got addicted. Addicted to what? To energy depletion zones like alcohol is one of the reason people. Why do alcohol? Simply to go to a higher level or to feel a higher, get the kick, simply. But this increasing your just a particular zone level, but not fulfilling or giving energy level to your core level. So this automatically will affect your physical health plus mental health. If it comes to under zones, just like simple addiction of social media or Instagram reels or whatever all of this. Why this happens? Because if I'm sitting alone, I don't have anything to do, any energy interaction or energy or any, because as a human being, as a human design, we designed for continuously to transfer energy. We need some sources continuously to have energy interaction. If I not find any source, my brain itself creates these sources. Just like daydreaming, I do some imagination. If I have nothing to do, I will sit down to some places. I will daydream about things. I will just think about random things. I create a scenarios in the mind, scenarios in the brain, just to create myself as a positive. Every scenario, just think about or just realize it. I just ask of yourself. Whenever I am creating these scenarios, I am talking to myself. I am keeping my one image of a highest positive, a highest level, or where all the imagination I am doing the best, I am achieving of my best level. In no scenario or no any condition, and I am keeping myself as a lower level. Only those conditions when we are too much depressed or too much fearing about. Fear is the biggest negative energy that will talk much more deeper. Other than those fear, we always keep our image like a happy person or person who is achieving a lot of things. This scenario creates some desires. If I say, suppose a classical example of I will do how this energy depletion works or something, how this energy affects a person's personal life. Simply, suppose I have interacted to some of my friends. Suppose, for example, for some interaction, or suppose for a person, or I feel like this person is higher level, or he is in a higher level from some other perspective, some outer perspective. So I want to be in that position. Simply, it can be simply. So firstly, I'll feel low about myself, and this lowness depletes my energy, and I will keep myself put up in a higher level. Put up in a higher level. For that, I will create some desire. If that desire I will fulfill, or I will daydream about desire, and to fulfill this desire, I will create some actions. That actions could be positive, could be negative. That depends upon the person's intelligence, person's experiences, person's how he do. That's person's. If it comes much more under perspective, if a person's feel low or negative about some actions of some interaction or some other through other persons, so it may feel inferiority complex that we say. If I am feeling inferior about some interaction, through this inferiority, I create a cell around myself. I create a boundary wall around myself that we call as ego. And that is more harmful than anything. Ego is the most harmful because it create a boundary surrounds you. You always keep yourself limited to that your particular boundary, a shell. And if some persons or some events try to break it, or you feel like, or not try to, or so if you feel like it's going to destroy, you create or anger, frustration, or you try to protect that ego. So that is also creation or major problem that we face. From like this, there are multiple examples that energy imbalance can cause. We don't experience, or we experience, but we don't realize how this energy imbalance is affecting my daily and personal life. First, we have to structureize and understand each interaction is increasing my energy level or decreasing my energy. So I will not go that much more deeper, because there are, if I am able to start to talk, I have plenty of things to talk, but as I can't talk that much for this short period of time, in this short period of time, but I will continuously in future videos I will come to know. But now it comes to main questions or main point, how to balance. This is the main question that we have to ask. How to balance and how to achieve a peace that everyone wants to. What is the ultimate purpose of life? To achieve a state where we are peace and harmonic condition, simply a kind of achieving a peace or mental balance. And so how to achieve that? For that I have to attain a mental or energy balance. So whatever the energy I am giving in, out, similar amount, or not I am saying similar amount, but I need to recharge, or I need a positive energy. I have to avoid negative energy and I have to attract a positive energy. How should I do? For that we can attain, or we can, the simple principle I also use not every time, or simple principle you can also use. First, have a hobby in life. That hobby or a personal connection to know, just simply a personal, I can say, any particular activity, any particular zone, or any particular event that you have within yourself, or which you feel like it is me, which defines me, myself, as my personal identity. I am not attached to a person's or any other external identities. So external identities, through maybe through any, just like I am an employee to someone, I am a friend to someone, and through these zones, but this defined by external person, that not defined by myself to me. There are certain things which defined by myself to me as my research and consciousness, that defined by me, by myself. I like that part. I have curiosity that makes me happy. So similarly, when every person's have, based on their nature, based on their life, everyone has different, because everyone made differently. So we have to find out that thing. If we are able to find out, that is one, by working on that you are able to, if you work on that zone or one particular activity, you feel an energy balance. First aspect that we can say. If it comes to normal level, if we don't have or any particular activity, just do some activities. First is controlling your breaths. Simply, just whenever you're feeling energy burnouts or energy too much overloaded or emotions overloaded, just take it simple rule, 4 seconds or deep inhale, hold the breath for some time, and slowly release all the breaths. This will help you also to maintain the energy fluctuations, or maybe simply we can say imbalance of energies. If it comes to one more rule, so the others could be, whatever the energy transfer I am doing, I can do in a positive notes. Simply, suppose I am doing some works or some of my daily life, so what positive impact I am creating. It's not about I am doing for others or something, I am doing something else, but I am doing for myself. So it's not I have to create and by we don't have to create a ego or self kind of a condition where to protect I don't have to give energy to others, or I don't have to interact with any other. It's not that kind of a condition. We don't have to even share anything with others, I have to protect my energy. It's not like that. It's not, we don't have to create a kind of a condition or mental barrier. I want to say in simply way, we have to do all of our work with the affirmation of positivity. As much as we have to avoid the fear. Fear is the biggest negative energy that affects every aspect of our life. Fear is the biggest negative energy that I understand or that I experience. Simply, fear is the biggest negative energy. Avoid fear as much as you can. Then next we comes to next the positive affirmation. Whatever the actions I am doing, just give it or to do it like a what positive impact I can create. It can be small. I don't need to be to show the world, but it should be to me. Yeah, suppose today I done this work going to be make this things to happen, and this through this work this impact will come to this way. You do your daily tasks, your daily life tasks, maybe by cooking, you take this as a positive affirmation. I am not cooking for others, or I have to cook for others, and this way too you can take as a I am cooking and I am feeding someone. To working with positive affirmation or transferring the energy through a positive energy affirmation. This will also helps to balance out or increase your energy level. By doing this, you will not feel energy depletion. Simply, not that much energy depletion. Then next, it comes to we should have some sources. Because for my survival, I have to do multiple tasks in my daily life, which somehow is in my control, some are not in my control, where I have to transfer my energy. Simply, all the interaction. So I need some sources in my life which makes me happy, which makes me fulfilled. These sources keeps us a complete person. So just find some sources which provides you positivity or positive energy sources. It can be anything. Music is one more source that you can utilize or energy balance out. Self-talk is one more aspect. Have as much as self-talk. Talk to yourself. Think about and analyze your situation, condition, what I am doing, how doing. Self-talk is also help to balance out all the energy imbalances. Other than self-talk, we can find the sources which are my depleting energy sources. I can avoid them. I can restrict myself. And if I comes to much more on the level, so I can say I have to self-write. Writing is one more good habits where we can write our thoughts, so it can balance out all the energy balances. If I come to daily level, try to identify those sources which connect to directly your core level, not the zone level or particular identity level, to your zone or core level, to your core level, core or your soul level. So that will also helps you to make you fulfilled. Simply, that we can say. Maybe an energy recharge, that we can say. If it comes to some other activities, you can go out for some time walk, a kind of a traveling is a good, maybe some exercise, and you can say some new experiences. You can say that other than the daily life, you can have some new experiences. That new experiences create some new neural networks in your brain that also create some creation within yourself that provides you positivity. The new experiences should not be a draining experience where for to gain new experiences you have to drain or utilize your too much energy, but new experiences would be kind of exploring new places or exploration of something new hobbies. So this kind of or some art, any activities which does not drain your energy level simply. So this way we can maintain. This is the reason, or this is the, we can say, fundamental why we have to manage our energy level. If we not able to manage, it becomes chaos within ourselves, and through this chaos it will affect my personal life, my mental life, my all physical life. It's all our things are correlated, which I have to manage, which I have to balance out. So yeah, I'll come more deeper level. So this kind of insights I can analyze or come with more facts. So just stay tuned and share my all the things. Thank you.